Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wait What, the Motivational Podcast, Episode 5. And today, we're going to talk about whys.
Why?
Because we're going to.
All right.
The definition from Google for why is for what reason or purpose. And just kind of throw that definition out there to give you an understanding of what why is. And we're going to jump right into why they are important.
Why whys are important?
Yeah, this is going to
Why?
get really, really tongue-twisty here in a little bit. Our first one here is motivation. Just kind of like if you're ever struggling with, this is also another one on there. If you're ever struggling with, why am I still doing this?
Yeah.
If you understand the reason behind, like why you're working out or something, it can help you stay motivated towards that goal. If that makes any sense at all.
Yeah. It's you're not going to get through tough times, which is also another bullet point on here. You're not going to make it through the tough times or the times where you're questioning why you're doing this if you don't have a why or in a good why. Don't have say you're starting a business and your why is just to make money. That's not a good why. You're when you get to those tough times, you're not gonna be able to push through that. You don't have any juice behind it. There's no real good reason. I would say a real reason would be your family or something that money will get you, that will make you happy, will improve your life, improve your family's lives. So you gotta have some meat on the bones with your whys.
Yeah, and a lot of these will be further talked about later on in the video if you stick around. Another one we have is purpose, which is these all kind of just tie in together.
Yeah.
Like what you said, why are you starting the business? Are you starting it to make money, or are you starting it because you just love the idea behind entrepreneurship? Or are you actually, you want to go take your family to Disney World and you need money to do that, so you're like, hey, this business can help me raise money for that or something.
Yeah. It also gives you your whys give you a sense of purpose. So if you're starting a business as well, it's always good to have a sense of purpose, like you're doing something for a reason. You're going to get something from this that's going to improve your life, make you happier, your family happier. And I'm going to talk about that later, about giving a purpose and having a purpose with your whys, but we'll just leave it at that for now.
Yeah, all these kind of just wrap back around to the whole, have you ever been doing something and kind of just thought to yourself, why the heck am I doing this? There's been times I'll be at the gym and my arms are just killing me or my legs are killing me and I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? But then I have my whys that I'll talk about in a second. And those are what keeps me going back to the gym every day, because I have a reason behind why I'm doing it and what I want to accomplish out of that. Another part of whys is also the why nots. It's just kind of, why should I not do something? And the main thing I thought about this was time management. Just kind of, so if you're wanting to, I don't know, just either start, you can go back to start the business, or even just something small like, do I want to build a deck or something? I don't know. That's not really small, but think to yourself, okay, if I did this, it's kind of pros and cons. If I did this, what good would come out of it? If I didn't do this, am I losing anything? Is there really a reason behind why I'm doing this? Do I need this deck? Do I not need the deck? Kind of in that sense.
Yeah. It gives you, if you have a why not, it could be with an addiction. Why am I not doing this? It could be anything that you're spending time on that is not helping you become a better person, have a better life, be more productive. So like you were saying with time management, you can take that why not and change it cut that why not out. Obviously, you cut the why am I not doing this. So you're taking that out. That's time you're wasting doing something you shouldn't be doing, and you can change it into a why. You're doing something else now that can help you be more productive, build your life, build your confidence. improve your life overall, improve not just your life but your family's life, and it can really give you a sense of purpose now that you've been able to tackle that why not you're doing something and change it into something even better that you're spending your time on now.
Yeah, I like that. And one that just came to me was, this whole podcast itself. Like, there was a point where we thought about, okay, why are we doing this? Like, is it worth it to keep doing this and stuff? And, why are we even doing this? And it's always come back to, self-improvement. I personally want to become better at speaking just in general, or speaking in front of people and stuff. And so this was a way I thought about being able to do that type of thing. And I think we could both agree on this one, that just the idea of helping someone out, because we've both been at the point of the beginning, I guess you could say, of the self-improvement journey.
Yeah.
And we want to just bring people along. So that's the reason we come back and do this every day, is because we both love doing that. So that gives us, if there's a day that we don't have an idea and we're like, man, should we just skip today? Is it really worth doing it today? We can think back on our whys and understand that, yes, it is worth doing this today.
Yeah.
Because we can reap benefits from it later. That'll be tenfold what it would be just to not do it.
Yeah. And the whys, like I said before, have to be good, and you have to have them. If you don't have the whys, we would think back, why are we doing this? And if there's nothing there or nothing good enough, we'd just quit. There wouldn't be a reason. There's got to be a reason behind everything you do. So.
Yeah, like if we were just doing YouTube to make money, we could easily sit here and be like, well, we're not very popular, so we're not going to make any money. We'll just stop doing this.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have a motivational enough why, then you're just not going to get anywhere.
Yeah. And we also do this, at least for me, it helps not only people watching it, but it helps us. Like it helps keep me on track for sure. Talking about anything, that'll help me improve myself every single week.
Yeah, because you may not think about this, but like these are all, some of these things we talk about are like new things to us too. Like we research some of it and we're like, oh gosh, like that's, I need to start doing that. Like I've implemented a lot of the, motivational, like purposeful stuff behind the things we talk about, or like exercise and stuff like that. I've been incorporating those into my daily routines ever since we started.
Yeah.
I had something, I forgot what it was going to be. I'll remember it later.
Okay. Well, now we're going to go to some examples from us, from each other, and just some general ones. So you got your whys and your miracle morning. Like, for me, whenever I do my journaling in my miracle morning, I write the first three things I write are three sentences of what I'm grateful for, which could be a why. Why am I'm grateful for this thing, so it keeps me going, gives me some juice, gets me back on the right track because I'm grateful for these things. And also keeps me positive mind as well. So.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, my miracle morning has been, I guess, different, you could say, than how the book lays it out. But then again, he also talks about in the book how you can maneuver it any way you want. Mine always starts off with me waking up, of course, and then I'll make my pre-workout and stuff. Then I go straight. My first thing ever is exercise. It's the first thing I do every morning. But then I pray right after that. Right when I get in my car is my prayer time. And I do affirmations. My affirmations kind of come either after my workout when I take a shower. I visualize, important things in my life. Or right after my prayer in my car, I sit down. If I have time in my car right then before I go to school, I'll visualize it then. Or right after school, I visualize those things. So that's just kind of, but it also, those visualizations those are my whys. Like, why am I still trying to improve myself so much? Why am I still lifting? Why am I pursuing what I'm pursuing? The visualizations give me some juice behind what I'm doing. It's like, man, I don't know if I want to keep doing this, but I want to get to this point, and I know that these things are what's going to get me to this point. So, yeah, that's kind of how you can. If anybody out there is following the miracle morning, that's a real positive way to incorporate those things in your lives. So yeah.
So some examples of real life examples with each other. One that I have down is starting a business. And with the business I started, an Amazon business, I took a course with it, and it would the first thing they talked about is changing your mindset is the most important thing. And he would talk about having whys. He would say, I want to having a why as I just want money, or I just want to buy this car. Don't really have the juice behind them, because when you get through those tough times and those are your whys, that's not going to help you, because it's not good enough. It's not a real emotional connection to that why. It's just material, just things that you want. Instead, you think of whys that really have a purpose behind them. And for example, with purpose and the whys, whenever I started my own business, I had a real good. I mean, even now, still, even though I'm slowly starting something else, but I would wake up with a purpose. Like, I would just spring out of bed, and I knew that I had a purpose to start this business, to keep going, and I had whys behind it. So it really gave me a real sense of motivation, and having those whys to back them up. Especially when you're not going through tough times, that whys really get you going. But when you do go through the tough times, when you're asking yourself why, those whys keep you going. You might not be as springy as when you're going through the positive things, but they will keep you moving forward and keep you from quitting, from falling backwards. It's always a extremely important thing to have whys in anything you do.
For sure. Definitely. That's a real good example there. My first one is just and you have this one there too, the lifting side of it. For me, I watch different guys on YouTube and things, and I see, I don't just want to look like those guys, because that wouldn't be a good why behind it, just to look like that. I just see all the benefits that they get out of being that fit. Like, these guys eat real healthy, which keeps them that way, which is a reason why I am trying to watch what I eat and stuff. But then also just looking at the people, they just look healthy. You can tell how healthy they are. They talk about, where their blood pressure's at, and just mentally where they're at, how they're stable and everything, and how they don't get sick very often, which is something we talked about in a previous episode. But that's just that's a real big why for me. Is just knowing that there's so many good benefits out of working out. That keeps me going. And also, I talked about it before, I want to compete in like a lifting competition type thing. Now, I'm not going to be like, I can't decide actually. I can't decide how far I really want to go into it. But I know at some point I want to be able to do that and have a respectable weight going into it or whatever, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't want to go in and bench 140 pounds and get last by 1,000 pounds. Like, I want to go in. I want to be. It's something I want to be proud of. I want to be proud of myself for being able to say, hey, I benched 340 pounds at this competition and got third. Like, that's a dream of mine, I guess you could say. So that's another visualization of mine. Right after I get done working out, I think to myself, okay, remember, this is why you're doing it. This is why you're going after this so hard. It's because you want to get to this point.
Yeah.
So that's a big one for me.
And like you said, I also have physical fitness. And I guess back when I first started working out, like, I promised myself when I get older that I would not let myself get to the point where I would need to start working out. Like, I was really out of shape.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I really like putting physical fitness in here is it's all about yourself. It's all about you making a promise to yourself. It's like self-respect. You're giving self-respect to yourself.
That's good. By
putting good things in your body, pushing yourself in the gym. It's not all about, size and strength. It's about health. You feel better. You also feel better because you're doing something positive for yourself. It's positive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really like working out. I really like eating good food because I know that a lot of people don't do that. I know that I am doing it. It's not that I want to feel better than other people. It's just that I know that I am doing something positive for myself And it gives me a sense of self-respect for myself, and it makes me feel better every day.
Yeah, and just kind of a way to tie into that. Like what you're saying, you don't want to. We're not trying to say that we're better than anybody else, but you can look at certain people, and maybe they are struggling with walking or something, and yeah, there's some things that you can't control. I understand that, but sometimes that's caused by, lack of exercise or just overweight or something like that. And so knowing that we are taking that step away from, like, separating us from that is kind of, I think it's what you're pretty much saying. Yeah. Like, we don't want to be better than everybody else, but knowing that these negatives are over here, and by every time we go to work out and eat healthy, we're furthering ourselves from those negatives. It's kind of a big reason. And then I also like what you said, the promise, the promise to yourself. And if you're able to do that to yourself, that'll be a big one. If you can respect yourself enough to make a promise to yourself and keep it, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good why right there. And then it also kind of ties into why nots. Like, if I wake up one day and I'm like, well, why don't I want to work out? If I think about, well, these are the reasons why I don't want to work out. Like yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I wasn't feeling too well. And I was like, maybe I just won't work out today. I'll just rest. I got off work. I wasn't really feeling it. Took a little nap, and I woke up and I started thinking to myself. I was like, man, if I don't work out, what am I gaining? I'm not gaining anything. And yeah, I get a little extra sleep, but like, there's so much I'm not getting because that sets me behind now. I'm working all these days, all these exercises to get to a certain point I want to be at. And by not working out yesterday, just because I didn't feel good, like that's just setting me back a day or even more than that because I don't work out today either. So now I'm 2 days behind instead of being my one rest day. So that was a good tie into this of the why nots.
Yeah.
And a little random one I have here is a TV. I just recently put a TV back in my room, and I went through this process doing this. So I was thinking to myself, okay, is it worth putting this back in my room? I know that I shouldn't sleep with it on because the whole point of our sleep thing is to sleep in darkness and to not have any distractions or anything. So that was a big red flag to me at first. I was like, okay, am I going to be able to get past this? But then I started thinking of, okay, but whenever I study and stuff, I love watching sports. I love being able to watch sports and study at the same time. It kind of helps me, which doesn't really make any sense. You'd think it distracts you more, but for some reason it helps me focus if I have a sports thing going on. And then it also gives me a break, but that's neither here nor there. That's a whole other story to get into. But anyways, that was a why I went through. A why and why not. Why shouldn't I put it in my room? Why should I put it in my room? And I ended up deciding that the whys outweighed the why nots. So, yeah, I have a TV in my room now.
I just thought of another why for the physical fitness, kind of going back to that, is one thing I actually have in my affirmations is that I want, this could be for anything really, not just physical fitness, it could be starting business, anything, but I want my future children to see what hard work and dedication will get them. So, whenever I have kids, I will be bigger and stronger, and I'll be healthy. I'm already healthy, but I'll still be healthy. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see them to see me slowly giving up and becoming unhealthy. I want them to see what that hard work and dedication will get them in the end. So that's another one of my whys for that.
That is a good one. Do you want to go into your third one? Or?
Yeah, I also put the AMT program. So for starting out, I did not have a why to join it, which is kind of a red flag in the beginning because I guess my why was because I didn't know what to do. So this was just something to do. And I knew nothing about the AMT program, which those who don't know what the AMT program is, it's the Advanced Manufacturing Technician program, which is a maintenance program, which you're fixing robots, you're fixing pneumatics, hydraulics, any kind of thing that makes a factory run, basically. So I didn't know anything about that at all. So the further I got into it, there's a lot of times I'm questioning, like, I don't know anything about this. I don't know why I'm doing this. But the further I got, I was like, why don't I just see if I can do this? Like, see if I can completely learn something I know nothing about and make it something that I like. And not make it something I like, but if I like it, I'll keep going. If I can learn something completely new that I knew nothing about, didn't even have an interest in at all, and then make that my career and something I'm good at, like, that shows me what I can do, what I'm capable of. So I just kept going and pushing, and I would learn more, and now it's my job. And I like to do it. So don't be afraid to just try things, try new things, and even if they're, I guess you don't have to have a why in the beginning, besides just trying it, and then you can gain your whys on the way there.
Make your why in the beginning.
Yeah. Just try. Why? Just to try something new. See what I can do.
Yeah.
See what I'm capable of.
Push myself.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. My last one is sports, and just I used to play basketball all the way up till my sophomore year of high school, and I was deciding, okay, do I want to keep playing or not? And I ended up deciding not to because, everybody was much taller than I was, and I was always taller than everybody else when I was younger. But then it also got down to the point to where I just didn't really enjoy it anymore. It wasn't something that I was willing to put 3 months of my life into every single year for the next 3 years to just kind of play, when I could just be doing it during gym class or something. So that was another situation where I kind of ran into the whys and why nots. But then also just playing sports in general, like playing baseball and football and stuff. During football season, after one of the years or whatever, I was kind of struggling deciding whether I wanted to keep playing or not. And again, I wasn't thinking, okay, why and why not do I want to do this? But I kind of ran into a scenario like this. I ended up deciding to play again, and I thank myself every day for doing that because football has been awesome to me. And it just it was another life example I could give of, the whys and why nots. I ended up deciding that being with all the football players that I've gotten really close to and using that as physical exercise and just improving myself, as far as my mindset and physically, that I knew I could gain more out of it than I would be losing if I played, if that makes any sense. And I'd be losing a lot more than I would gain if I didn't play. And so those were kind of my thought process behind my whys and why nots, and just kind of, places that you may have already done them and you may just not know, I guess. Kind of deciding these three kind of opened my mind to, wow, I've done this before and haven't even realized I was doing it.
Yeah.
And that's the fun behind some of this stuff, is that you realize you're doing something even if it's not. You realize you're using techniques that are improving your life without directly knowing it, as far as you're not sitting there, okay, I'm going to use the why and why not process to think through this.
Yeah.
But you may have already done it 1,000 times before, so you can use that as kind of positive thinking to yourself. Hey, I've already done this before, I can do it again.
Yeah. Type
deal.
Where you look back and say, I did these things, I was able to do these things because I had whys behind them. You may not realize it, like you said, but you see the things that you've done, and they've all had whys behind them. You see the things you've given up on or failed at is because you didn't have good enough whys or didn't have any whys behind them at all.
Mm-hmm. And then it's another, kind of brings up another thought process I was thinking of, is that going back to the, not completing a goal or something. We talked about this before, don't just think of it as, well, crap, I failed. That sucks. Dive into it. Understand what happened. Realize that, okay, I was going to start this business, but all I wanted to do was make money. And so I gave up on it. I want to start a business again now, but I need to have a stronger why.
Yeah.
This whole self-improvement thing really goes into diving into your failures and just improving it. Self-improvement. But yeah, I don't know. That just kind of popped in my head. And I feel like I should say it because it just don't leave your failure as something you didn't do. Turn it into something that you can improve on or that helps you improve other areas of your life.
Yeah. And one thing I just thought of as an example is when I was trying to start a drop shipping business with my friend Grant before.
Sorry.
With my friend Grant before, it didn't go anywhere. And I know why. Like I see that, and then I see my Amazon business, and there's a huge difference in the whys for sure. The only reason I wanted to do the dropshipping business is to make money, get a cool car, and show off in front of everybody. That is literally the only why I had. And I made it to the Amazon business, and I had so many more emotional connection to my powerful whys behind everything that I did that helped me push through and get it going, which there were so many times where I just like, why am I doing this? And, I look back and I see why, so I keep going.
Mm-hmm. That's just jumping all over the place right now. Another reason I really like journaling, I started doing it again, is because whenever you get through those times, just know that you can flip through and see, this is why I'm doing it right here. So you don't have to try to keep mental tabs of it. Just being able to look down and be like, all right, I asked myself why. These are the 3 reasons I gave myself why. Keep going.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We have a quote here, if you want to read that.
He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. Which, just goes through everything we talked about.
It's a good...
Whenever you're questioning yourself, like, how can I do this? How does this happen? And then you have your whys. You have your whys that you fall back to.
Yeah. And that one just, like you said, that would be the 15-second way of explaining everything we just explained.
Yeah.
That he who has a why, a purpose behind what he's doing to live. Oh. He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. I don't know why I just butchered that. But anyways, again, he who has a why to live, who has a reason behind what he's doing every single day to get himself better can bear any how. The how would be the self-doubt. How am I going to get through this?
Yeah.
Just kind of those type of thoughts. That's... Yeah, I'm just going to stop talking.
Another one here is... Wait. When you will find your reason. Okay. It says, why when you will find a reason to do it, you will feel that fire within you. The kind of motivation that makes you keep going while others give up. Like, pretty much is almost the exact same thing as the other quote.
The kind of motivation that makes you keep going while others give up. Yeah. If you look in the notes, it's kind of why we put these in here. We didn't really have to read them now that I think about it. These are just kind of there
to sum up what we talked about, pretty much.
Yeah. Because, again, this is talking about the fire that you can build inside yourself to keep you going whenever you're upset or struggling with something.
Like in the book, what's that book called? It's right over there. Think and Grow Rich. The overarching theme of the whole book is a burning desire. Having a burning desire to do things. And your whys will give you that burning desire. There you go. It's a really good book. I would definitely recommend it. It's also really old, but it's really good. Yeah.
Oops. Well, yeah, there's that. That's there. And yeah, that's really all we got for this one. Please, if you're watching this right now and you have any self-improvement or any topics in general you would like us to dive into, just let us know. Because going into the whys, these last 2 weeks, we struggled finding a topic. But we've kept finding a topic because we want to keep going. And we want to keep trying to do this and get better at it. And we know that by giving up and not doing a podcast for the week isn't going to get us anywhere. So we're finding new ideas, but it's a struggle trying to find some of these because it's hard to think. It's just hard to think of these. So yeah, if you got anything, no matter what it is, you'd like us to dive into, or just a video idea in general, like we did the Navy training test thing. If you've got any random challenge or video you think we could do or want to see us fail at.
Or debate.
Yeah.
That was brought up by Mr. Seth Robbins.
Yes, that is a good one. If there's any topic you would like us to debate in any way, just let us know. And yeah, thank you for watching again. And peace.
Peace.